Hello and welcome back. So we've done our preparations already. We have reviewed the e-commerce strategy that we're going to be using, and we've also made sure that we have the Facebook Pixel installed. Well, there's nothing more to it. All we're gonna do is get down to the nitty-gritty and start setting up this ad. Let's dive in. So before we get started, there are three things that we need to make sure that we have prepared with us as we start setting up our ad. Number one, that we have on a screen where we are in Ads Manager. Now, if you lost your way somehow, it's very easy. Just go up to Business Tools and click on Ads Manager. If you don't even have this screen open, you just go to facebook.com/Ads Manager, and then you're gonna end up in this screen. The second thing that you want to have is a product that you want to sell. Now, we're going to use these boho leaves earrings and create an ad where we're going to be selling these. All right, these are going to be our product to sell. You need to make sure that you have your product prepared. And then the third thing that I want you to have prepared is to have downloaded this template. Now, if you haven't already, it's in the resources. Pause this video, go up there, click on download, and then just have it handy. Now, I'm using a MacBook when I'm recording this, so that means that I can just grab this simple PDF, click on a full screen, and then I can jump between the windows like this. Now, if you're using a normal PC with Microsoft, doesn't matter, just download this PDF and make sure that you can maximize it and minimize it so you just can check it off and then know what the next step is going to be when we're setting up our ad. So just have it handy. You can even print it out if you'd like. So those are the three things. Make sure you're in Ads Manager, have your product ready that you want to sell, and then have the template downloaded. Pause the video, make sure that you have that, and then we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna assume that you're ready to move on. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna start off by clicking on the plus create button right here. And then we're right away gonna move over here where it says conversions and click there. Now, when it comes to this e-commerce strategy, we're always going to use conversions. And the reason for that is simple. With Facebook, what you aim for is what you get, right? So if we choose conversions and then optimize our ads for purchases, well, Facebook is gonna do their best and use their algorithms to find people who are most likely to purchase your product. There's no point in using traffic and using engagement or video views or lead generation or messages, because then that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get traffic or engagement or video views or messages or leads. What we want to have are purchases, so we're gonna make sure that Facebook does everything in their power to optimize for purchases with us. So we're gonna select conversions, then we're gonna scroll down, and we're first of all gonna give it a name. And we're just gonna call this boho leaves. So the campaign name generally should be the product that you're trying to sell, right? So all of the ad sets are going to reflect this product. So just write in the product name or a description of the product that you're trying to sell. We're not gonna do any split tests. We're gonna talk a little bit more about tests later on, but for now we're gonna leave it because we don't need them. And then we're not going to use campaign budget optimizations. What they are is basically that when you create multiple ad sets, if they see one ad set is performing better, they are going to put more of the campaign budget towards that successful ad set. We don't want to do that because we want to see which ad set that is performing well and which isn't, so that we know if we are going to turn it off or if we're going to keep it and scale it, all right? So we are not going to use campaign budget optimization. So we are going to turn this one off. Now you're going to notice that none of these options are included in the actual template here. And there's a reason for that. So if it's not included in the template, we are not going to use it. So we are going to turn these off, and then we're just going to hit continue. Now we're in the actual ad set itself. So now we can start using the template. So we're going to scroll to the left here, and then we're going to see, okay, what is the first thing? The first thing is we're going to set the ad set name. So we're going to call it ad set 1 broad interest. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to call it ad set 1 broad interest. Now, if you don't want to call it ad set 1, you just want to call it broad interest, that's absolutely fine. I just like to have them as ad set 1, 2, 3, and then see which one that actually makes it to the next round, so to speak. But this is the important part of the name, all right? And then we're going to move down and we're going to set the destination is always by default on websites. So we don't need to touch anything there. Optimization conversions, we already set that. And then we need to set an event. So if we scroll to the left, we can see website conversion is going to be set to purchase. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. We're going to click here, and then we're going to scroll down and we are going to look for purchase. There we go. Now you're gonna notice that this is red, some of them are green, like this one. The only thing that means is that the pixel has already fired for this event. So when someone actually goes and buys something on our website, then this is going to turn green, right? Similarly, that you could see the view event, that one was green, and that's because people have entered our site and the pixel has registered it. So that this one is red, it does not matter. Now you're gonna also see this text. Your ad may not be optimized for conversion because we haven't received any activity from the conversion in the last 14 days. This is completely okay. The more purchases you get, the better Facebook is gonna be in finding people who wants to purchase. But even though you don't have any activity on your pixel, they are still gonna find people who wants to purchase your product because they are looking for people with a purchase behavior, and they have so much data on that. So it doesn't matter if you have a ton of data or no data, we always go for conversions and we always go for purchase. Now, scrolling down, we look at cost control. You're gonna notice it's not in here, so we're not gonna touch it. So the next thing is actually location. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna skip dynamic creative, we're gonna skip offer, it's not in there. We're gonna scroll down, we're not gonna touch custom audiences or any of that. We are gonna go to location, and we're not gonna touch this either. We're just gonna set the location to United States. So I'm gonna remove this one right here, and then I'm going to search for United States, just like that. I'm gonna hit United States, there we go, and then that's it, right? And then I'm gonna scroll down. So the next thing when we've set our location is that we're gonna set the age, 23 to 65. So very easily, we're just gonna set this one up to 23, just like that, and it's already on 65. We haven't set any gender, and then we're gonna move into detailed targeting. All right, so far we've set everything up, and now we're gonna do the detailed targeting with broad interest plus engaged shoppers. Now, the detailed targeting is quite the beast and quite the big deal, so we're gonna dedicate its own lecture to that. So let's move on to the next lecture and do the detailed targeting. See you in the next lecture.